Hello, my friends. I'm Bill.
And I'm Glenn.
And we want to welcome you to the 2025 Christmas Special. Wander and Ponder has had a great year. We are now over 700 subscribers on YouTube, and we're hoping for 1,000 by the end of next year. So don't forget to like and subscribe and pass the word on. We're also going on Facebook and Instagram. Got a lot of things going there, a lot of different fun projects, and just being able to reach out to people and share the idea of exploring the world and being kind. So on our locations, on our website, we have over 50 places that you can go and wander now that we've talked about. It's been a lot of fun finding those places. Let me know if there's some places I'm missing. I know I have a list of ones to add there, and we'll be working on that in 2026. I just want to thank you and for coming along, for the comments on the videos, for emails I've gotten from some of you. I really do appreciate that, and hope you're having a great time being on this journey with me. One of my favorite projects of this year is this dog library. Now, it started when people started dumping some pallets off here at the Bill Glen, and I didn't want it to become known as a dumping spot. So I scooped them up with the idea that I would build something with them. And then I learned about the concept of a dog library. It's a place where we can put sticks and dogs can take them for their little walks and drop them off later if they want. And so we put this together. We do have a lot of great dogs that walk the Glen here, and great owners, especially owners that clean up after their dogs. Thank you very much. I don't believe in reincarnation, but if I did, I'd be okay as coming back as a dog that gets walked at the IBM Glen.
I don't like dogs.
You don't like dogs? Why not?
They chew on things, like stuffed animals.
Ah, I get it. Anyway, here's the dog library. Check it out if you get by here sometime. The new ornaments on the tree include Snoopy ringing his bell and this Louisiana water thrush from Wolf Park. So we're also working on a store. Hopefully I'll have that up and live by the time this video is out as well. I'm not there to make a profit out of these things, just a little merch and stuff to help spread the word about Wander and Ponder and the idea of being kind and exploring the world around us. So look for that. I'm sorry if it's not in time for the shopping season, but maybe next year. So last year I shared about ringing the bell for the Salvation Army, and I asked if you wanted to hear some more stories, and some of you said yes. So share a little bit about how it went this year. Now, it was a good year. Weather-wise, it was pretty nice. I had one night of rain, but otherwise not too bad. A little cold, but I often have people say, aren't you cold? And I'm like, no, I dress for it. And I've started to realize that I might be cold for a couple hours. There are people out there that are going to be cold until spring. So we do this for them, right, to help them out. So something new this year was somebody came up and said, do you take cash? It was a couple of young people. Now, that just struck me as odd because for many years I would have people say, oh, I would give, but I don't carry cash anymore. So about 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, we started adding one of those, tap to give placards. And so that was pretty cool. And we have people using it now, so they don't have that excuse anymore. I also had an interesting scenario where I was over at Sam's Club instead of Walmart. And this ended up, I think, kind of being a English as a second language type of scenario, because I'm outside and a gentleman comes out with his cart full of stuff, and he looks around a little bit, he looks at me, and he says, where are the buckets? Well, I immediately think that he's thinking about the kettle, the bucket where we put the money. And so I point to it and say, well, right here. And he just kind of looks at me like, why is that guy so confused? And he repeats again, no, I'm looking for the buckets. And I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking, but so I just kind of repeat things. And so we went back and forth for a little bit where we just both repeated what we were saying, and that didn't make much progress. So then he said something, I'm not sure what it was, which made me ask about, well, what do you mean by buckets? And he ended up pointing to some of the stuff in his cart, and I realized what he was looking for was, bags or boxes or something to pack his stuff in. Because at Sam's Club, they don't pack stuff for you. And so I knew that there was a bin of boxes, empty boxes, just inside the doors, and I pointed that to him, and he's like, oh yeah. And so we both smiled, and just another kind of scenario where often when we're not communicating with somebody, it ends up being silly just to keep repeating the same thing. That we have to have a little bit of patience and keep reaching out and trying to understand better what they're asking, what they mean. And then it works out. But this year there was a young woman who was waiting for the rest of her family, and she starts talking to me. And I was really encouraged because she was somebody who kind of has that spirit of wonder upon her, because she asked curious questions. What is the Salvation Army? Who is the Salvation Army? How do they help people? And I could share different stories with her. And she just kept asking questions, including, how long are you out here? What do you get paid? She was a little surprised to hear that I worked for free. But that was good. It caused her to think a little bit about that. And she seemed to make sense of all that. And so it gives me hope that there's young people out there that are still curious and asking questions and want to know about things. So Glenn, I hear you have a joke for our friends out there.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you go ahead and tell it?
A horse walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "You're in here a lot. Do you think you might be an alcoholic?" The horse pauses for a moment and then says, "I don't think I am." Then poof! The horse disappears in a cloud of smoke. Philosophy majors get it right away. They know this is a reference to Rene Descartes' postulate, "I think, therefore I am."
Right, so it's Descartes, but why didn't you explain that earlier?
If I had told you that first, I'd be putting the cart before the horse.
Oh, you're a silly bear. Some of this footage is a little blurry, but you'll see one of the new fawns from this summer out there with its mom. And after it has a good little meal, it's going to start to get a little bit of the zoomies. Pascal the porcupine wandering through the woods. I don't see him too often, and I'm hoping none of the neighborhood dogs find him. Not a neighborhood dog, but Carl the coyote, who transitions through the area from time to time. People often ask me if there are white-tailed deer out on Hiawatha Island, and the answer is yes. In fact, there's a number of them. We've seen a lot of does, but also by setting up this trail camera, we identified a number of bucks, including this one, a spike buck that is unbranched antlers, and also this 4-point buck. And then also this 6-point buck. And then this big boy, an 8-point buck, with quite a spread on that rack and a hefty chest. I don't have a 10-point buck for you, but I do have this unusual one. its antlers are deformed, whether it be genetics or disease or injury or something. But its antlers are growing almost straight out, very short, gives it kind of a very eerie, almost evil, scary look. And introducing, for the first time, at least on my trail cameras, Skid the bobcat. Very excited to see this. And it's possible that Felix the Fisher is not Felix. Here's three little ones scampering through the woods. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Some of you don't follow me on Instagram and Facebook, so I thought I'd share a couple of my favorite images that I've posted there over the years so that you can enjoy also. This first one is a porcupine I found at the Waterman Center on Hilton Road. I found him on Valentine's Day, so Cupid is its name. And here's our friend Felix the Fisher scampering through the woods. In April, I was over at Wolf Park near the waterfalls and spotted this Louisiana water thrush. And this little guy is Mikey the Mink over at Brick Pond with a late breakfast. This little swamp sparrow is walking on the muck at the Appalachian Marsh. Also at the marsh was this cool rusty blackbird. Back at the Brick Pond, this red-bellied woodpecker was chasing off a yellow-bellied sapsucker. Hey Glenn, I feel like we're missing something. What did I forget?
Bloopers. All fell.
So those are my 3 trips. Like I said, trips. So if you have ways of dealing with it, drop it down in the comments below. I'd like to hear about it. Bittner, take 2. Hey, my wandering pondering friends. If you're enjoying the chronicle, Bittner, take 2. Hey, my wandering pondering friends. If you're enjoying the scenic, Bittner, take 3. Well, thank you for going with this. The trail we came up here on, was Bittner, take 2. So that's another acronym. SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, Bittner, take 2. So Glenn and I want to thank you for being part of Wander and Ponder, for putting the friends in Wander and Ponder with Bill and Friends. I do appreciate all the feedback and the comments and just being here with us. So with that, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
And peace on earth. See you in 2026.
People traveling from all around, spending time with their loved ones they only see every once in a while. They say this time of year there's something in the air, I can't explain it, but I feel it too. There's something about Christmas love, I don't know what it does. Strangers talking while they're walking, like old friends do. There's something about Christmas love, like it's sent from above. Warmer greetings, peaceful feelings, oh there's
What do you think, Glenn? I can go for some hot chocolate. How about you?
Me too.